Yes, this is the cheapest drill stand and I have a plan to make it a little bit better because now it makes the drilling process even worse than it would be by hand. Furthermore, I have an old drill, but the motor still works. However, I have some questions about this front cover. It has a hammer drill functionality, which obviously I don't need here, and the main spindle bearing is way loose. I need to do something with it with the tools I have at hand. Let's start with this spindle play. Of course, I understand it was meant to have some play because of the hammer drill function. But I need it as rigid as possible. The easiest way to address this is to gently weld some metal onto the shaft. I would love to use thermal spraying here, but my mage guild is only level 2. Do what you can with what you have where you are. This back bearing block also had some play, but it's an easy fix with adding a shim at one side, so let's call it fix it. Additionally, I want to grind off these ratchet teeth. This way the spindle can sit a little bit deeper into the front cover, which should add even more rigidity. Done. The spindle has been pressed into the bearing firmly, and together with the rear roller bearing, this assembly becomes rock solid. This unit is the most important part of the entire machine, because if it wobbles and wiggles, it doesn't matter how rigid the vertical column is, the wall point of a drill press is lost. The most important part of the upgrade for the drill stand itself is adding more guide rods to make it more rigid along the vertical axis. I took all shock absorbers and pulled the nice beefy rods out of them. The stand itself is honestly pretty awful, but it has a mounting clamp that fits any drill, a nice lever and a return mechanism, which seemed like a good starting point to build something genuinely useful around. The flimsy aluminum base needs to be improved, so I found this 3mm thick metal plate and I'm making some marks to cut and install it here. It will also have mounting points for the additional guides. Actually, this drill stand is starting to build itself, just look. I have to admit that this 750-watt drill is really sufficient for sporadic tasks. It handles drilling really well, but it really comes into its own when I use this step drill bit. However, it requires some maintenance, because once you burn a cutting edge, it's basically impossible to renew it, so I use oil and water all the time. Here I'm going to use the plate of QSB. It should help me install the base plate more conveniently, yet won't affect rigidity. The rods go here like they belong. I can even reuse the original nuts, and the pistons from the shock absorbers can be used as retainers that help keep the rods perpendicular. Next, I'm cutting the cylinders and making rib cuts to make clamps for the bushings from them. To make them parallel, I'm making a top bar that should fasten everything together, including the original central rod. It's about time to connect everything together by making these brackets. I am attaching them to the sides of the main assembly and to the bushings. By the way, for the bushings I use PVC pipes, which have the nice benefit of the ability to change them as often as I want. They are basically free. To make the base more stable, I welded a few legs. Also, I repeated the slots on it so it looks like a real drill press. Instead of a vise, which I don't have, I added this simple angle iron, which should work as a support. During the work, I discovered a nice feature. I can easily draw parallel lines with the drill bit. It's pretty handy. To keep it from looking like a rusty pile of scrap, I grabbed some orange paint and gave the whole thing a coat. Yes, to some people it would still look like a pile of scrap, but I found this scrap at home. I added some time, and this scrap is able to drill straight holes. What is it if not a success? However, it has a drawback. A generic drill press has less speed but more torque, which is good because this way it is harder to burn the drill bit. I get around this issue with oil and water. It perfectly prevents overheating. From now on, it can't wiggle around its central column, and it's much harder to bend the entire construction.